Right then, guys, welcome back to Let's Talk About. We've got me and Liam here again today. This was the second attempt at the intro there. Liam's got a story for us today, so it's one that I'm not too familiar with. We like doing these sort of episodes where it's completely mysterious to the opposing commentator, podcaster, whatever you want to call it. So pretty much I'm going to be Liam's audience today.
Aye.
And just give him feedback on what he has to tell me. So, what are we talking about, Liam?
So today we're talking about Jeff.
Yeah. Yes. See, guys, I know what we're going to be talking about, but I don't know what a clue it's about. I know the basics, essentially.
Aye. Right. So, before we start this one, I want us to be objective on this. Obviously, okay. I already know the story.
Yep.
But obviously, when we did the aliens episode and I was telling you them stories, you just bollocksed it off from the start.
Yes.
So don't be a slag and just let me tell the fucking story, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Should say as well, we are literally doing this about 5 minutes after the zombie episode, so we are a bit hyped up still.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still excited.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed that.
Ecstatic.
What was it? I don't know.
I don't even know, mate.
Right. So, who is Jeff? Jeff was a talking mongoose, also known as the Dalby Spook, who was claimed to inhabit a farmhouse owned by the Irving family. The Irving's farm was located at Cashan's Gap near the hamlet of Dalby on the Isle of Man. The story was given extensive coverage by the tabloid press in Britain in the early 1930s. The Irving's claims gained the attention of parapsychologists and ghost hunters such as Harry Price, Heward Carrington and Nandor Fodor.
That name rings a bell, that last
Cracking
one.
name, that.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, in September 1931, the Irving family, consisting of James, Margaret, and a 13-year-old daughter named Vory.
Vory.
Yeah, another good name.
I like that.
Claimed that they had heard persistent scratching and rustling and vocal noises behind their farmhouse's wooden wall panels that variously resembled a ferret, a dog, or a baby.
A baby? Where's that coming with?
I don't know, mate.
Okay.
According to the Irvings, a creature named Jeff introduced himself.
See, this... Yeah, no, go on.
And told them it was a mongoose born in New Delhi in 1852. Remember what I've said?
I know. It's because I don't know the story, so these are natural reactions of it.
According to Vory, Jeff was the size of a small rat with yellowish fur and a large bushy tail.
Oh, so you actually seen him?
She did.
She as in...
Vory, the daughter.
Right, okay. So Vory's the daughter.
Yeah. The Irvings say that Jeff communicated to them that he was an extra clever mongoose.
But if she described him as that, who said it was a mongoose? Or he said it was a mongoose, didn't he?
He said he's a mongoose.
But he's a small... What was it again?
Like I say, she has...
Described him as...
The size of a small rat with yellowish fur and a large bushy tail.
Right,
which is basically what a mongoose is. A mongoose, to be honest, looks very similar to a meerkat. It's like a cross between a meerkat and a ferret.
Right, okay, yeah.
Basically. So the Irvings say that Jeff communicated to them that he was an extra clever mongoose. An earthbound spirit and a ghost in the form of a mongoose. And he once said, "I am a freak, I have hands and I have feet, and if you saw me, you'd faint. You'd be petrified, mummified, and turned into a pillar of salt. I am the eighth wonder of the world."
Bloody hell, that's a hell of a statement, that, isn't it?
It's a big claim, isn't it?
That is a big claim, mate. Jesus. So sure of himself, eh?
I know, clearly. That's a bit of an ego on him, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So the Irvings made various claims about Jeff. He supposedly guarded their house and informed them of the approach of guests or an unfamiliar dog. That bit always makes me laugh, an unfamiliar dog.
I don't... It's like the eighth wonder of the world. It's more like the eighth dwarf out of Snow White.
Right. They said that if someone had forgotten to put out the fire at night, Jeff would go down and stop the stove. So, little...
So he wants the fire going.
Mongoose fireman.
Yeah, legs beat.
The Irvings claimed Jeff would also wake people up when they overslept. So, the alarm clock as well.
The whole family is saying that they've all heard him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And whenever mice got into the house, Jeff supposedly assumed the role of the cat, although he preferred to scare them rather than kill them.
Jesus.
So...
Oh, well, I suppose it's...
So he's putting out fires, he's waking them up, and he's getting rid of the mice. So...
I mean, it's
a good little helper, to be fair, by the sounds of him.
Not a bad mongoose.
Exactly.
Just stuck up his own ass, really.
The Irvings say they gave Jeff biscuits, chocolate, and bananas.
So all of them actually seen him?
Yeah, yeah.
Did they all give the same description?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So they gave him biscuits, chocolates, and bananas, and food was left for him in a saucer suspended from the ceiling, which he took when he thought no one was watching.
Okay.
The Irvings claimed the mongoose regularly accompanied them on trips to the market, but always stayed on the other side of hedges, chatting incessantly.
Okay.
So wouldn't shut the fuck up, basically.
Yeah. Parrot.
Yeah. The story of Jeff became popular in the tabloid press, and many journalists flocked to the Isle to try and catch a glimpse of the creature. Several other people, both local and visitors, claimed to have heard Jeff's voice, and two claimed to have seen it. However, physical evidence was lacking. Footprints, stains on the wall, and hair samples claimed to be evidence of Jeff were identified as belonging to the Irvings sheepdog.
Oh, great.
As were several photos which claimed by the Irvings to depict Jeff.
Okay. Not a good start.
No. Yeah, goes a bit there.
Yeah.
Right. Margaret and Vory left the home in 1945 after the death of James Irving. They reportedly had to sell the farm at a loss because it had a reputation of being haunted. In 1946, Leslie Graham, who had bought their farm, claimed in the press that he had shot and killed Jeff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I mean, he did sound a bit of a prick at
He was
times.
stuck up his own ass, but I mean, he did him there was a fair few favours. Then again, if he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
I'd probably
The body
shoot him.
displayed by Graham was, however, black and white and much larger than the famous mongoose, and Vory Irving was certain that it was not Jeff.
Oh, it was a badger.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. She died in 2005, and in an interview published late in her life, she maintained that Jeff was not her creation.
Was that
Vory.
Vory.
The daughter. So she died in 2005. Obviously, she was the last one to
She
die.
stuck to it all the way to the grave.
Yeah, until the very end.
How did she die? Does it say? Or
I mean, Christ! I mean, this was in the 30s and this was 2005.
Do you
So
reckon
I'd
that was
imagine,
like on
I'd
a
imagine she
deathbed?
was just old.
do you reckon it was on a deathbed?
Well, it just says that in an interview late in her life that she maintained that Jeff was, like, say, he was real.
Yeah, I didn't.
She hadn't
quite
made him
catch
up.
it was in an interview there, but
Aye. Right. So we'll talk about the Well, what do you reckon first? It's an odd one, isn't it? It's certainly different.
it's unlike anything I've ever heard. Like
Yeah.
if we were talking, like maybe if the place has got a reputation for being haunted, that I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm right in there. It's it's where not the badger. It's where the mongoose comes into it.
Yeah.
It's a bit. Yeah.
It's like I say, it's the fact that, like, what is it? He was born in New Delhi in 18 summit and
And oh my god,
Vory.
I cannot get that name, mate. Vory.
Yeah.
She took it to the grave as well. She was the younger daughter, right?
yeah.
So you'd think, I don't know. It's one of those things where did they feel so embarrassed that they went along with it for so long that they couldn't admit that they were lying for attention, or is it?
Well,
is there more
well,
to it? I see.
Right.
I could imagine them hearing voices.
So
Oh, here we go.
Vory was clear. Well, she was an accomplished ventriloquist,
Wow.
and she had the ability to throw a voice.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah. So
Basically,
travel,
so, like,
essentially.
Well, yeah. So, like, me and you sat here talking now, but, like, my mouth wouldn't be moving, but it would sound
There
like
would
it's
be
coming from
voices
over there.
a different direction. Yeah.
Yeah, which
that's
is mental
incredible.
that people can do that. By the way,
How old was she at the time?
13.
Could she do it then? Was that known then?
Yeah.
Oh, well, case closed. It's case closed, isn't it? But it was a man, wasn't it?
What do you mean it was a man?
No,
Yeah, it was Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah, my name's Jeff.
Oh, it's the best thing ever. My name's Jeff.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, so I'm going to talk to you now about some of the psychic investigations who went, obviously, to the island to obviously try and get a glimpse of
It's
Jeff.
the mediums.
No.
All right, okay.
So we've got Harry Price.
Oh, it's carrying my second name.
Aye.
I have faith in you, Harry.
Right, so in July 1935, the editor of The Listener, Richard S. Lambert, known as Rex, don't know why,
That's cool.
yeah, and his friend, paranormal investigator Harry Price, went to the Isle of Man to investigate the case and produced the book, The Haunting of Cashin's Gap.
So, sorry to cut you off, mate, but not Harvey.
Harry Price.
Harry Price.
Yeah.
Is he a psychic or is he a paranormal investigator?
He's an investigator.
Right, good. I like it then. I like it.
Right, so they avoided saying that they believed the story, but were careful to report it objectively.
Okay.
The book reports our hair from the alleged mongoose was sent to Julian Huxley, who then sent it to a naturalist.
Okay.
I mean, I always thought that was... No, that's a naturist.
Yeah, I was
Never
going
mind.
to say, is it not say naturist? But
No, naturalist F. Martin Duncan, who identified it as dog hair.
right.
Price suspected the hair belonged to the Irvine sheepdog, Mona.
See, I like this. I like it when a paranormal investigator takes it seriously and he's not just like, oh, that's badger hair. No, badger.
Mongoose.
Mongoose hair.
Fucking hell.
Sorry. Badger, mate.
Price asked Reginald Pocock of the Natural History Museum to evaluate paw prints allegedly made by Jeff in Plasticine, together with an impression of his supposed teeth marks. Pocock could not match them to any known animal, though he conceded that one of them might have been conceivably made by a dog.
Yeah.
He did state that none of the markings had been made by a mongoose. The diaries of James Irving, along with reports about the case, are in Harry Price's archives in the Senate House Library, University of London.
See, I think that now that all of this has, come to light, I know you're going to have more for me here as well. But just before we get onto that, I think the daughter being 13, you'd have thought they'd have come up with something better than a mongoose. I feel like she's just done it to take the piss and the family's believed it. And from there she's been...
Yeah, but it's like other people are claiming that they've heard... Well, hearing him is that's sort of solved. Like I say, if she is as good of a ventriloquist and the ability to throw a voice is as good as it apparently is, then that does pretty much solve people hearing his voice.
That's what I mean. Yeah. But plus, you do get the people, it's like certain, obviously, paranormal investigators. I know a lot of our audience know that, so they'll know this too. You do get the odd few that just sort of...
go along with it because they want it to be real. Sort of thing.
Yeah. They want to be part of that. They want to be part of the story and they want to be involved.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Upon visiting the Irvings, Price observed double walls of wooden panelling covering the interior rooms of the old stone farmhouse, which featured considerable interior airspace between stone as well as walls, also made of wood, that made the whole house one great speaking tube. With walls like soundboards, by speaking into one of the many apertures, it says, in the panels, basically a hole.
Yeah.
It should be possible to convey the voice to various parts of the house. So basically, you can talk into a little hole in the wall.
Yeah,
and like you'll hear it downstairs,
like
sort of thing.
room. Yeah,
it's one of them. According to Richard Wiseman, Price and Lambert were less than enthusiastic about the case, concluding that the most credulous of individuals, I don't know what that means, would be impressed with the evidence of Jeff.
Credulous, so it's like credit. By the sounds of it, I think it means credibility. So
yeah, so if you're credulous, you've got no credibility.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
So what do you make of that then? Now, I think with the whole like the wood panels, that kills it even more for me. Sadly,
it's. I love that it's a paranormal investigator that's found all this, and not like
and he's not the only one. I'm going to tell you about another one next.
He's not like a skeptic. Do you know what I mean? It's really nice to see that he's gone in there with an open mind, but he's also tried to think like, come on, what could this be?
Yeah.
A talking mongoose, really? So I think it's bollocks. You probably knew that was coming, but yeah, there's too much evidence there pointing towards the scientific side of it. So it does kill it off.
Right, so I'm going to tell you about Nando Fodor now.
Here we go.
Because he's the most famous one involved in it.
That's what I've been waiting for here. I've been waiting for this now.
So Nando Fodor, research officer of the International Institute of...
Give it a go, lad.
I'm guessing that says physical research.
Yeah.
Stayed at the Irving's house for a week without seeing or hearing Jeff. Fodor disbelieved any deliberate deception had occurred. So, he didn't think, that just got him there to take the piss sort of thing.
Yeah.
And occurred and moulded a complex psychological theory to explain Jeff based on a split-off part of Jim Irving's personality.
This the father, yeah? Mm-hmm. Right, okay. I'm confused at that. What?
So he thinks basically he reckons it's the dad.
Oh.
He reckons that So the dad, obviously, Jim Irving,
Yeah.
he's got a bit of a, like split personality disorder.
Okay.
In fact, you've seen the film Split?
Unfortunately not.
No. Well, it's like, obviously, it's a good film. You need to watch it.
Yeah.
Basically, he has like 23 personalities. Like some of them, like obviously he's a bloke in it, but some of the personalities are women and stuff. And like voice changes and everything.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So he reckons it could be something like that. Basically, there was a film. Fuck's sake. There was a film released this year on Amazon Prime starring Simon Pegg, who portrays Nandor Fodor, all about the case. So if you haven't seen that, go and watch it. Because I watched it last night and it is good.
Yeah. Right.
It is good. It's done a bit as a comedy.
Yeah.
But it's still good and it's still interesting and it is funny.
Right.
It also stars Minnie Driver and Christopher Lloyd. Obviously, Doc Brown.
Yeah.
He plays Harry Price in it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So the film is called Nandor Fodor and the Talking Mongoose.
Yes.
Although some psychic investigators thought that Jeff was a poltergeist or another type of ghost, skeptics, including residents of the Isle of Man, believe the Irving family had concluded to perpetrate a hoax that was originated by the daughter Vori.
I agree. That's it pains me to say stuff like this with anything like, because I love.
Yeah, because you're into this sort of stuff.
I am, mate. But there's too much there. There's too much. I mean, as soon as you mention the words ventriloquist, mate, it's game over.
Yeah, as soon as you hear ventriloquism,
yeah,
it's just like, right, there's your answer.
And you start throwing the walls. You start talking about throwing voices.
Yeah,
yeah.
An Isle of Man Examiner reporter wrote that when he caught the girl making noises, her father tried to convince him the sound came from somewhere else.
Yeah, so they were in on it, weren't they?
Yeah. According to Joe Nichol, researchers have suspected Vori used ventriloquism and other tricks, the effects of which were hyped by family members, reporters in search of a story, and, again, credulous paranormalists.
Yeah, I was going to say something else too as well. You got to think, at 13 years old, I mean, this is a different time period. This is a different time period as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like you say, obviously it's the 1930s.
Yeah, so I'm assuming ventriloquism was probably a big thing then, but I feel like it's kind of planned from birth kind of thing. If she's that good at 13, they've thought that through, I think. And they thought, we're going to have a story here. I don't know why they chose Mongoose, like, I mean...
What do you mean from birth?
Well, it's some form of a birth, mate. No, I mean, like, as the daughters got older and they've taken it to ventriloquism and they thought, hang on.
No, she was self-taught.
Oh, so she'd learned it all herself?
Yeah, she started herself out doing it.
The family had no input into her...
No, like, they didn't send her to bloody ventriloquism lessons or out like that.
All right, okay. But they like the idea then. Okay.
Yeah. Contemporary media scholar Geoffrey Sconce writes that the most likely explanation is that the extra clever mongoose was an imaginary companion created by the Irvings' extra clever daughter. Which, like I say, is basically what we've just said then.
Yeah.
In 1937, Lambert he was the bloke, obviously, who Harry Price went with.
Yeah.
Rex.
Yeah, I love that name, mate.
Brought an action for slander against Sir Cecil Leveter.
Cecil
Leveter. Some fucking cracking names.
Absolutely.
I'm guessing that's how you say his last name. After Leveter suggested to a friend that Lambert was unfit to be on the board of the British Film Institute, Leveter said that Lambert was off his head. Even back then, people were still off their head.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I think
because
more so.
You know,
I think more so, mate.
Because he believed in the Talking Mongoose. Lambert was pressured to abandon his action by Sir Stephen Talents, but persisted with it and won, receiving £7,600 in damages. A lot of money back then.
Definitely.
Yeah. Then, it says there, then an exceptional figure for a slander case. Awarded because Lambert's consul managed to introduce a BBC memo which showed Lambert's career had been threatened if he persisted with the action. Which became known as the Mongoose case.
Yeah.
Right then, Billy, what do you make of that?
I think it starts off quite interesting. I mean, it's always going to be a difficult start when you throw Mongoose in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's such a specific thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's more a story of, well, at least in them days, how it was so easy to make a story out of nothing, essentially. Just, if you have
I think like you said, because like nowadays, obviously all your gear, you've got all your voice recorders and everything, like you say, you didn't have it like, well, they had it back then, but it was nowhere near...
Yeah, not to the same standard. It wasn't
exactly,
the
and
same
it wasn't as
technology.
easy to get hold of, like you couldn't just, like you say... I'd imagine you bought all yours on the internet, didn't you?
I certainly did.
Exactly,
Doesn't
because I
happen
mean,
like
let's
that,
be honest. There's nowhere where we live where you could just go and buy that sort of
No.
equipment.
You know, there's no ghost shop in Redcar.
Exactly, exactly.
But yeah, it's an interesting story.
I think it's fucking really good story. I think it's fucking class.
I think it's hilarious that there's people
mad.
that believed it.
Yeah,
But
but that's the thing as well. Like,
that's how good she was, though.
yeah, but it's always like you said. There was 2 other people as well who claimed to have seen him.
Yeah, well, it's kind of just. I know, yeah. It shows that proves what I was saying earlier about there's people who just want to be involved, and for me, I'm like, they're those kind of people. I think, massive props to the daughter though, because that must have been some talent to, you know, even confuse at least some people. The fact that investigators and stuff spent so much time there, and you know, it took them a while to just put all the pieces together, shows that, you know, that was some serious talent. That's all it takes sometimes to come up with a story like that. Now there's a movie.
Yeah, and well, I was going to say I do want to talk a bit more about the movie because I would definitely recommend watching it.
Yeah,
because it is good, and obviously it goes into a lot more detail. It goes into a lot more detail than I was able to find. I mean, essentially, I've looked at about 3 different websites and got what I got.
Yeah.
But I thought you'd like this. So at the beginning of the film, like it's not going to spoil anything. It's like basically, so Nando Fordo, he's been interviewed by this bloke, and like saying about obviously ghosts and stuff and what have you, and what's real and what isn't real.
Yeah.
And like, so the bloke who's interviewing him, like Nando Fordo says to him, so like, there's just them 2 in the room. But if I tell you there's a man in the corner, like, who's to say that isn't real?
Yeah.
And then the bloke said, well, me, because I can't see him. But he's saying, yes, but I can see him.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? It's like,
of course.
Like, again, it goes back to, like, say, these mediums and stuff who think they can talk to the dead and stuff.
Yeah.
Which obviously me and you are. I mean, even though you're a believer in ghosts and stuff.
Yeah. No.
Even you still think that's a bit.
I do, man. It's. I've seen too many things where they're just.
Yeah.
It's too much.
But it's like I say, but it's like so. But who's to say it's not real? If like you say,
Sure.
if they're getting it in their head,
Yeah.
same as like people say stuff. Like obviously, I don't believe in ghosts or anything.
Yeah.
But I think the people who see ghosts more often are the people who believe in them.
Of course. What I'd love, absolutely love, and who knows, we might be able to get in touch with one day. But because I'm really harsh on mediums, and I know you're harsh on both sides of it. But I'd love if we went on a ghost, which we do want to do at some point. I'd love to have like a medium come along, but no idea where we're going.
Yeah.
You know, blindfolded till we get there.
Well, no, that's a bit
Chill out,
extreme.
chill out.
That's a bit extreme.
I knew you were going to comment on that.
Bloody hell, man, we're not fucking ISIS.
No, Ghost Adventures, they do it on some of theirs. But because the main reason being is because you're so like, what's the word? Skeptical about it all. I'd love to, you know, for you to find this medium. I wouldn't be involved in the slightest. And you know that they're blindfolded, they have no idea where they're going, and if they can tell us something that we know has happened at that location, that would change my mind. But until then, it's one of those, isn't it? But no, the mongoose is a bit far fetched. Do you know what? I do want to admit though.
Go on.
The entire time, because me and Liam have known we're going to be doing this for a while, obviously.
Yeah.
You know about what happened with the zombie episode.
Aye.
We've delayed, so we've been waiting on this one for a while as well. But I always thought a mongoose was like like a deer, a type of deer.
Fuck's sake, man.
It's really bad, that, isn't it?
But here's a point, right? So, what's the plural of a goose? What's geese, isn't it?
Oh,
You've got more than one goose, it's geese.
Yeah.
What do you think the plural of mongoose is?
Mongoose.
No, it's not. It's mongooses.
Mongooses.
Which to me sounds even better.
It does. Mongooses.
But yeah, again, like I say, I definitely recommend watching the film. Because it goes a lot more into it. And I mean, there's a bit at the end where it's like I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just like, well, that obviously didn't happen, or else that would have been like major fucking news.
Yeah, it would have changed the whole aspect.
Yeah, that was the only downside to the film for me.
Yeah,
but like I say, it's definitely worth watching. It's very interesting, and like I said to you before, and I found him very relatable.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, the Nando Fordo bloke.
Yes, yeah.
Found him very relatable. So obviously, as always, we're gonna have some pictures for this that I'll stick up on the Instagram page.
Yeah.
Obviously, of like the footprints, any sort of pictures that were apparently taken of him, pictures of the house and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
see, I'd love to just go to the house and do even just like a ghost hunt there. I'd love to do something like that.
Yeah.
But then again, there's no real story, they said it was a talking mongoose. And the walls and everything, so it kind of rules that out as well, really. Because in my field, or some of the people watching this as well, you'd think...
Listening.
Before you said the word ventriloquist, you'd be thinking, maybe there is something there, you know, communicating, but ventriloquist kills it.
But like I say, I think it's interesting how obviously he obviously gave the idea of maybe like, you know, split personality thing with the dad.
Yeah.
But then like it's then how does the daughter come into that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, are they like do they know that he's like that, and she sort of like keeps him sane, you know, him thinking that it's happening, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just go along with it, and obviously because it was him who, you know, who brought people there.
Yeah.
So I mean, are they like, you know, just keeping him
bouncing off each other?
Sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so like, it says at the beginning of the film as well about obviously animals that can talk, which is mental. The fact that there is.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Like
not many, but
birds mostly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, say talking, it's mimicking. It's not actually talking.
Yeah.
But like it is mental that it can do that, and the fact that like some can like nope to that. I think it said something daft like 900 words.
Yeah. Wow.
Like that's mental.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I didn't know this as well. Crows can actually, like, if you have a pet crow, you can teach a fucking crow to talk.
Can you?
Yeah.
So what, the same way that
Crows have the ability to, yeah. Well, believe it or not as well, it's not, like, obviously it's associated more with parrots, but budgies are actually the most infamous for learning words, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I think it's just parrots mostly. I think it's from, like, pirate stuff. I think obviously it's more famous in parrots and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's budgies that are... Yeah, they're the best at learning words.
Fucking hell.
There was another bird as well. I really should have fucking looked this up. But and it shows you a little clip at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you hear a parrot or a budgie talking, it's
yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
You've done it before on the zombie one. Do an impression of a bird talking, Billy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But this other one, it shows you at the beginning of the film. It literally just sounds like a person talking. It is mental.
Wow. Like, is it real?
Yeah, it's real.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Honestly, it's a bit scary, actually. It's just this bit going, hello, how are you? And it's just like...
I'd shit myself.
Yeah, like, I was like if that was in a cage in your fucking living room, you'd be like, fucking... You'd be getting a crucifix.
You creepy fucking bastard. Get out. No, I agree.
Yeah.
So, what we were thinking, Liam...
go on then.
We're going to... we decided that for the end of the episode, we're going to choose... what animal we would use.
Basically, after the zombie episode, we're going to come up with another little story.
Yes.
Nowhere near as long as them ones.
Oh, no, nowhere near as long. Just a quick little one as how we'd do it if we were in this family's shoes. If that's what they did, which we believe they did.
Yeah.
So, Liam, have you got an animal in mind, or do you want me to fire away first?
You go first.
Right, so, first of all, I'd go for realism. I want this to be as real as possible.
So you're picking a bird?
No.
All right.
No. Just because I want it to capture attention, mate.
Right.
And the correct attention. So the first thing I'd do is...
Aardvark.
A snake. Fucking aardvark, man.
I've got a problem with aardvarks, and I don't know why. So you're having a snake.
I'm going to have a snake.
Right.
And the reason being
I'm a snake. You remember that?
I do remember that. Oh, people, guys.
Anyone who doesn't understand that, just type in "I'm a snake" on YouTube.
Yeah, please watch it. It's the best thing you'll see in a long time, trust me. Oh no, I wouldn't see it. I'd love to do that to someone, but that kills it straight away. I'm going realism, mate. So
right, fair enough.
I'd go and buy a snake, right?
Any particular type of snake?
I'd like a python, but I don't know how easy they are to get hold of in 1934 or whatever it was. So
right,
but ideally a python, because
that doesn't have to be back then. It can be now.
It can no. I feel like you're knackered straight away if you try this now. But anyway, yeah, I get a python, and this is if my daughter was I don't have a daughter, but if I did a ventriloquist as well, bear in mind. So we're keeping the idea of that. I'd put the snake in the bloody walls, whatever. I'd buy as many snakes as need be so that I can keep going, because they leave evidence.
Right.
Snake skin.
Yes.
And straight away, the idea of a snake, all these paranormal investigators are gonna love that. Do you know what I mean? It's a snake, isn't it? It's not a fucking mongoose.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying, though?
Sort of, yes, I get what you mean.
So, and then obviously my ventriloquist daughter.
Aye.
slithering. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a snake.
I'm a snake. Not doing that again.
Yours was better than mine, to be fair.
But having it through all the walls and stuff, it's leaving the evidence. It's a snake, so you're gonna get more attention and stuff. And I feel like that would play off so much better straight off the bat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Aye.
But yeah.
Fair enough.
What would you go with?
A chinchilla.
A chinchilla. Yeah. Any reason why?
Apparently, I always wanted one when I was a kid.
Oh,
And
like a
to be honest, I'm still not 100% sure what one is.
Not even am I.
I think it's like a big, like a cross between a rabbit and a gerbil, I think. All I know is they're really fast.
Yeah.
Really fucking fast.
That's true.
So I think that'd be good sneaking around the walls and shit.
Yeah.
You're not going to catch that bastard anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I don't mind if they catch the snake.
What would you call the snake?
Ooh.
That's a shit name, that, Billy.
Hang on. Ooh.
Because I tend to go for alliteration like I did with the penguin and the last one, so I'm thinking Clive.
For fuck's sake.
Clive the chinchilla.
See, I'd want a scary name. You know, I want to draw attention in from people.
What, like Hitler?
Ah. I mean, it's scary, I guess. No. My snake Hitler that lives alongside me.
Adolf the snake.
Part of the Third Reich.
For Christ's sake.
All you ever hear through the walls is halt. Yeah.
Jesus.
I really don't know. Stallone.
Stallone the snake.
Stallone the snake.
Jesus Christ.
There we go, that'll do.
Fuck's sake, man. Oh, Christ. We'll leave it there, mate.
Yes, we'll leave it there. Let us know what animal you would have in your walls, guys. What's your ventriloquist animal going to be?
Aye. Jesus Christ. Well, that was different.
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah. Very different episode.
Yeah, it was a little bit out there, but
Yeah.
like I said, I remember the first time I heard that story, and I was then, like I say, well, obviously when we started doing this, I just thought straight away, it's like, because I asked you first if you knew about it.
Yeah.
I said, have you ever heard of Jeff the Talking Mongoose? And you just like, what the fuck's that?
Yeah.
And I was like,
very
right, well, we're
confused.
doing that then. So I just wanted to tell you this.
Yeah, I was worried about it when you first mentioned it because I was like, what? But I've enjoyed it, mate.
Yeah, like I say, it's very weird.
It's been different.
Aye. Right then, so we will leave it there.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Obviously, again, like we said on the last one, obviously we have started a Patreon now. You'll find the link for that in our bio on all the social medias. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if anyone does want to support us, it's literally £1 a month.
Yeah. All just goes towards, us getting better equipment, which gives you guys better quality production.
And eventually we will get on to putting like bonus content on the Patreon page.
Absolutely. We've got some ideas, guys. So
Yeah, well, we're doing it after this. It's going to be our Christmas special,
it certainly is.
and then after that is going to be our New Year's special, where we're going to go over all our plans for next year.
Yes. And then on the one after that, guys, is we're going to involve you a little bit more. We're going to let you sort of...
Yeah, we're going to pick
choose.
basically what we talk about. We're going to do a poll on the Instagram page,
That's it.
because obviously that's our most followed page, so we're going to have to use that one.
Absolutely.
So yeah, go and follow the Twitter, you bastards.
Yeah. Well, you're not bastards. We love you, really. But...
Right, let's leave it there, mate.
Yes. Have a nice day.
Aye.
A day.
You what?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, fuck's sake. Right, thank you for listening.
Take care, guys.